Good morning. That little countdown makes me feel like I'm some type of celebrity. It makes me laugh. It makes me feel so important. I realize I'm not, but it just makes me feel like I'm just like, I don't know, like somebody or something. How are y'all doing? I missed y'all Monday. I did. We're going to wait for Facebook to get here because it takes just a minute for Facebook to get here. I got something in my eye. Do y'all see Facebook yet? I don't. There's Facebook. Ashton, I tried to text you today. Shane said no, but I feel like I should just disobey him. But I can't decide if I should. Ashton has two female donkeys. It's mom and baby. And they're miniatures and they're kind of they're different color than Leroy. They're more of a white color, maybe they're not spotted, but they're a different color. And if Shane's moving the cows to the creek, he definitely needs a donkey, maybe two. But I'm going to change everything when he moves them, I'm getting another donkey. Period. Leroy's getting a friend. And I really want Ashton's donkeys. But Shane is like, Judy, we do not need another mouth to feed. But see, he says that every time. Like when I got the geese, he flipped his lid. He flipped his lid. Why are we getting geese? Blah, 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 blah. And then we get them here and he sees them and he loves them. And then he chills out. But it's almost like I have to go through torture in the beginning. And then he's like, okay. He's a weirdo. He's so weird. So Ashton, just don't throw me out yet. Okay? I mean, if you want to post them, post them. But I feel like we need them. And then I was thinking in my head, okay, if we move and put up a fence, around there's probably going to be at least 10 acres fenced in. I thought in my head, I could take your mama and ask my neighbor, sweet talk my neighbor into breeding her with Rhino, and I could have a baby donkey to raise. Y'all, I would be dying. I would love to raise a baby donkey. Are they called baby donkeys? You know what I'm saying? So I could just take my neighbor cookies and say, "Hey, Brianna, I made some Christmas cookies for you, and I wanted to bring them to you and your husband and son. And by the way, can I use your donkey?" Maybe I could make her dinner. I could deliver DoorDash, and she could think I'm a rock star neighbor. You know what I mean? Maybe I could bribe her into letting me use, because Rhino is so. I would love to have Rhino back, to be honest, but Shane is texting me. He's down there hunting, and he's like, "I see a 4-point and 3 does. Don't forget to take the trash cans out." Dude, you go take them out. Okay. I bought this cute little windbreaker from Duluth, and I got it yesterday because for some reason I wanted to buy every color green, but this girl is on fire. So I have a shirt on. So I can't breathe. So I can't put my makeup on in that jacket. Okay, do y'all want to see? It's been so long since I've packed my clothes, like when I went on my trip to Gulf Shores. This is my makeup bag. like, I don't have a makeup bag. Seriously? And I was like, I guess I'm going with the Walmart sack. So I was laughing so hard because this is so not me. Like, like my bags have the word Sneed across them and they're cute and they all match. You know what I'm saying? But like when I was going to pack my clothes and stuff, I was like, surely I have a makeup bag. I don't have a makeup bag. I was like, I need a makeup bag. Of course, I'll probably never go on a trip again. But when I got to Gulf Shores, I had no socks, no shampoo, no conditioner, no pajamas, no blow dryer. I think I was so focused on packing for Larry that I totally forgot everything. So I had to go in there to my stepmom. I'm like, do you have a pair of socks, a blow dryer, some pajamas, some shampoo and conditioner? Hang on, I get my curling on. Would it? I was like, I hadn't packed in a moment and I don't know how to pack. All right, I know y'all are probably wondering the whole story about Gulf Shores. So I'm going to start with when I left to take Larry to the nursing home. We're going to start there. So that morning was awful. I'm talking awful. Larry his anxiety level was, I'm taking my glasses off. His anxiety level was kicked in high gear. He was shaking all over. He was crying. It wasn't like tears were rolling down his face, but you could hear it in his voice. And Shane was like, Judy, this ain't good. And I was like, I know. I was like, what are we going to do? So he was like, and if Lorraine, is it Lorraine? If Lorraine is here, Lorraine, the only thing that saved Larry was his word search books that you gave him. I want you to know that. So those word search books that you sent him for his birthday, he kept going, don't forget my word search books. Don't forget them. Don't forget them. And so I got his word search books, but he's stuck on, he's got to have mechanical pencils. And so Shane went and got him some mechanical pencils to do his word search. But on the way to the nursing home, he was going, did you forget my phone? Did you forget my oxygen? Did you forget my word search books? And I finally had to pull the car over because he was giving me anxiety so bad. Number one, I was already feeling guilty for taking him to the nursing home, right? So I had to pull over the car and I had to say, listen, tell me where I'm going. Why are you going to the nursing home? And he said, because you're going to Gulf Shores. I said, okay. And why am I going to Gulf Shores? Why am I going? And he was like, because Greg wants to buy my house, which is my brother. And I was like, no, that is not it. That is not it. I was like, I'm going to Gulf Shores to handle your business. I'm not going on vacation. So if you don't want to be a burden to me, the best thing you can do going into the nursing home is have a positive attitude. That would help me so much because I sit and worry about you. And if I know that you're okay, I can relax at my stepmom's house and I can actually enjoy myself. But if you go with a bad attitude and you're crying and you're upset and you hate it, then it's going to make me have anxiety and it's going to make me feel guilty and it's going to make me just not have a good time because I'm going to sit and worry about you. And he stopped. So I dropped him off at the nursing home. and I started my trip. It took me, I don't know, 5, 6 hours to get there. And I had not, my stepmom had sold the house that her and my dad lived in. If y'all watched my YouTube video, y'all got to see the house that they lived in. But when she sold that house, it was kind of like, you know how like when you go to sell your parents' house, it's kind of like, oh, it's the house you grew up in, and it's the house my uncle was a architect. He designed the house for my dad, and my dad and my stepmom had it built. So it was kind of like, and I did not get to see the house before she sold it because I was home with Larry. And so I had not seen her new house. So she had been, trying to get me to come to Gulf Shores, but I didn't want to go to Gulf Shores because the situation in Gulf Shores was so bad with my brother. And I couldn't take it. Well, I got there and I was driving through where Shane and I lived, the house that we lived in, and it made me smile, thinking about the good memories that Shane and I had there. And I got to go visit one of the ladies that was in my Stapleton fitness class. I got to go see her, and she's an artist. And she gave me 3 paintings that she painted, and one was a sheep, one was a pig, and one was this artwork made out of aluminum foil. But she gave them to me, and she told me that she wanted me to start a gallery in my education center for the gift shop. She's like, I want you to have a gallery. I envision you with this gallery, and I want to help you get it started. So she gave me these paintings to sell or to keep or whatever I want to do. And it means the world to me that she gave me these paintings. My favorite one was the pig, and I'll show them to you today. But the pig was a Christmas pig, and it was so cute. And my little sheep, it's a little picture, but it's in a beautiful frame, and it is gorgeous. And so I had a good visit with her, and then I go to my stepmom's, and no, I ended up going to dinner with my nephew and his girlfriend before I went to my stepmom's, and I had a good time. We talked about my brother a lot, and I felt so sorry for my nephew, and knowing that he has to go through all this with his father. And we were hoping that, my brother signs the paperwork so that I can sell my dad's house and all this. And so then I go to my stepmom's, and it was so wonderful to see her because I've not seen her in a year and a half. And my stepmom is, how do I put her? She's the total opposite of Larry. I'll just give you a little rundown of what she told me. She is determined for none of us to take care of her. So she moved to a retirement village, and the village it's individual houses, but it's a little retirement village. She moved there, and they take care of her yard and all that. They manicure it. But it's her individual house. Well, her next step after living there is to go to a retirement home. And she wants to live where they have a retirement home and a nursing home. So she has been going around visiting retirement homes and nursing homes so that she can put herself into the retirement home, because she doesn't want us kids to have to take care of her. She doesn't want us to she wants to put herself there when the time comes. And she said, I'm going to be praying that God lays on my heart when it's time for me to go and I can't take care of myself. And I have already, she has already pretty much talked to them about putting down a down payment to reserve her a spot. And I'm thinking, who does that? You know what I mean? like who does that? So I am going to talk about that. We're going to go to a learning lesson, but I'm telling you, I'm going to continue the story. So I got up and went and filmed my video because I had y'all in mind and I wanted to take y'all to the beach. So I had y'all in mind and it was a wonderful time. And I enjoyed doing the video. Saturday night, my stepmom and I went and ate seafood, and it was wonderful. And so this whole entire time, I'm dealing with lawyers. I'm dealing with my nephews. It was a little stressful, because it was hard to sit and enjoy because I would get settled and then the lawyer would message me, or the bondsman would message me, or my nephew would message me, or my other nephew would message me because we were my brother was in jail. Well, my brother got out of jail Monday afternoon. Well, he had to be in court Tuesday, and that's when they were going to get him to sign the paperwork. Well, to make a long story short, he didn't show up. So that means that we can't sell Larry's house. And I'm okay. I'm okay. Because I knew that going into it, I knew what I was dealing with. When you deal with someone that is on drugs, there's no certainty. So you have to go into it knowing, okay, I'm going to spend this money on a lawyer. I'm going to spend this money on a trip. I'm having to put Larry in the nursing home and nothing may happen. And that's exactly what happened. He didn't sign, and it is what it is. But I didn't get upset. I'm like, it wasn't meant to be. It's not meant for us to sell Larry's house. And it's just not meant to be. It is fine. And so I tried to have a really positive attitude about it. And there'll be a warrant for his arrest, and he's going to go back to jail. So it may happen when he goes back to jail. I don't know. But I'm going to quit worrying about it because it's robbing me of my happiness. And it's time to move forward. Unfortunately, when you have a loved one that is on drugs, you can't fix it. Don't pay for rehab. Been there, done that. Don't pay for rehab. I'm telling you right now, don't waste your money. Don't bond them out. Don't, even if it's their first time and they're going, you think in your head, oh, let me go bond them out. They've learned their lesson. They've gone to jail. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. You think they're at rock bottom because they've gotten in trouble with stealing or whatever. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. You are fooling yourself. The best thing that you can do is leave it alone and pray for them. Because unfortunately, what you think is rock bottom is not rock bottom to them. Because you're thinking in your head, if they'll just get arrested, if they could just get arrested, they'll hit rock bottom. Not always. And it seems like a bizarre story to you because you think you're praying, you're on your knees praying, dear Heavenly Father, just get him arrested, put him in jail, it'll stop it. You're praying for the wrong things because it doesn't always stop it. Their rock bottom is totally different from your rock bottom. I mean, he's been to jail 6 times, and it's not his rock bottom. He's lost his business, he's lost his teeth, he's homeless. You would think, "Oh, when he loses his business, that's rock bottom." Mm-mm. Oh, if he goes to jail, that's rock bottom. Okay, when he looks in the mirror and he has not a tooth in his head, that's rock bottom. It's not. And the best thing that you can do is take care of yourself and just get out of it. Get out of it. And that's what I'm going to have to do is get out of it, because it is a stinky mess. But I do have some good news. So, right before, I had been in touch with Larry the whole time. You okay? The nurses have called me to tell me Larry's doing fine. As a matter of fact, one of the nurses went and got Larry a sausage biscuit from McDonald's. I was like, he's getting spoiled. And so I sent him a message. Y'all are going to pass out. I sent him a message and I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "How do you like it there? Are you ready for this?" He said, "The food is delicious and the nurses are so nice to me." I was like, "What the? Are you kidding me?" I was like, "This place must be like incredible for Larry Glasscock to say the nursing home is incredible." Okay, he didn't say the word incredible. But for Larry Glasscock to say the food is delicious and the nurses are so nice, praise Jesus. So see where when I went to go, let's break this down for a minute. Let's break this down for just a minute. So I went to Gulf Shores to get my brother to sign, right? And originally I thought I was going to have to pay a caregiver, and it was going to cost $700 to pay the caregiver. And then the hospice people said, "Judy, you can put him in respite." And I was like, "What is respite?" And they said, "You can put him in the nursing home for 5 days while you go down there, and it costs nothing. His insurance pays for it." Well, then I'm having anxiety because I know Larry's fixing to be mad at me for putting him in the nursing home for 5 days. But I did it. I did it. Because I knew I needed to save the $700 for an emergency. And what a blessing. So here it is. My brother didn't sign, but Larry learned a valuable lesson. He went to the nursing home crying and ended up liking it. So let me talk to you today about that. All right, go with me here, okay? And this may not be your exact story, but I want you to somehow relate to me in some type of way. Okay? If you were thrown, I'm going to say thrown. Okay, put. If you were put in a nursing home, let's say a rehab facility, let's say that you were put in, let's say that, I'm trying to think of a situation. Let's say that you had depression and your doctor said, I think we should put you in the hospital to regulate your medication. And you're like, I have to go into a mental health center. And she says, yes. And you're like, okay. So you find out that you're going, are you ready for this? You find out you're going because they don't have a bed available in the mental health center. So you have to go to an addiction center to get your medicine straightened out. Okay? So you're in the hospital. Go with me here. Just follow the story. You're in the hospital on a unit with nothing but drug addicts. Drug addicts that are going through detox, that have got some serious mental health issues, and you're right in the middle of it. Think about it for just a minute. Go with me here. So you're in your little hospital gown going down the hallways, and you're looking to the right and left of the rooms, and there's people, that are geeked out, that are like seeing Martians, or I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. They're on drugs, they're detoxing, they're sick, they're throwing up because they're trying to detox. And you're walking, you don't do drugs. So you're walking down the hallway and you're looking to the right and you're like, I don't belong here. I do not belong here. I am in the hospital on this unit with people that are nothing like me. How would you be the best version of yourself in that hospital? Walking down the aisle, looking to the right and left, seeing people on drugs. You don't do drugs. How do you embrace yourself and learn something and trust that you're there for a reason? And how do you not cast judgment upon these people that are not like you? How do you do that? What would you do? So let's take that situation. Now let's take Larry's situation. Larry is fixing to go to he's being forced to go into the nursing home. He's not from Coleman. He doesn't know a soul in the nursing home. He's scared. He is scared to death. And on the way to the nursing home, he is crying. He is worried. He is panicking. He is shaken because he's going somewhere that he doesn't think he belongs there. There's nothing wrong with me. And he's walking down, or he's rolling in the wheelchair, and he's looking from side to side, and there's people that are in the hallway. The nurses are having to feed them. There's a man drooling all over himself, and Larry's like, I do not belong here. I do not belong here. I am nothing like these people. So when you're faced in that situation, how do you become the best version of yourself? I want you to think about it for a minute. How do you embrace it and become the best version of yourself? I personally have been there in that scenario. In 2013, when my doctor changed my medication, I told you guys that my blood got toxic. My blood got toxic and I started having seizures at home. My legs were black. Okay. My husband at the time, it was not Shane, is calling the ambulance to me constantly because I am seizing. I'm having seizures left and right. I go into the hospital. After being in the ER, he must have taken me to the hospital 10 times before they figured out why I was having seizures. I was having seizures because the new medication that my psychiatrist put me on made my blood toxic, and I was dying. And I ended up, once they figured out what was going on with me, I had to go in the ICU and go on dialysis because I was about to die. I wasn't speaking. I couldn't walk. I really don't remember some of it. I mean, I remember having seizures. I remember going in the hospital. I remember when they put the catheter in me to have dialysis. I do remember all that. I remember I remember laying in the bed dying of thirst, and I couldn't talk to tell them I was thirsty. And I remember laying in the bed going, "Oh my God, I'm so thirsty. I'm so thirsty." And I remember laying in the bed, looking at the foot of my bed, and I saw, like, the white board in the hospital rooms where it tells you your nurse and all that. I remember looking at that board, and it said emergency contact Robbie Smith, which was my husband. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm married. And I was like, do I have kids? I remember thinking, do I have kids? And I was trying to figure everything out. And then I remember looking at the TV, and Hell's Kitchen was on TV, and I was like, okay, I know what Hell's Kitchen is. But when my dialysis was over, they slapped me in the mental hospital with a bunch of, and I was on a unit with people that were in there for drugs. And I can remember, I'm confused. I have had toxicity. Is that how you say it? They throw me in this room. I can't walk hardly. I remember they said, your room is down there. And I remember as I was trying to get down the hallway, I could barely walk. I was holding on to the wall because they had a rail, and I was trying to hold on to the wall to walk down. And I'm looking in the rooms left and right, and there's drug addicts everywhere. And I don't mean to be judgmental saying drug addicts. I don't know what word to use, but there were people on drugs, detoxing, and I'm thinking in my head, did I do drugs? Like, why am I here? Because I didn't know why I was there. And they were treating me as if I tried to kill myself. Because the doctor kept coming in the room going, Judy, what made you try to kill yourself? And I was thinking in my head, oh, wait, I'm going wrong way with my curling iron. Oh, well. I was thinking in my head, I didn't try to kill myself. What are they talking about? But I couldn't talk. I couldn't speak. So I couldn't stand up for myself to say, dude, I didn't do crap. I don't know what you're even talking about. But I remember they forced me to go to meetings. They were forcing me to go to these meetings, and they roll me down to the meetings, and I'm in these meetings with people that are on drugs. And I'm thinking in my head, I've never done drugs a day in my life. Like, what am I doing in here? And I'm sure as Larry was rolling in the nursing home and seeing people drool on themselves and people, having to be fed, he's like, I don't belong here. I can feed myself. I can walk. I don't belong here. Why is she putting me here? And I thought about the situation, and I was like, if I could go back and redo all that, course, I wasn't in my right mind. But if my kids force me into a nursing home, like if I have to live with my kids one day, I'm sure I will. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there's going to be a day that my kids are like, Mom, I have to go to work. You're gonna have to go to respite. And I can feel the feeling that Larry's scared and I'm going somewhere I don't know anybody. Like, you're just throwing me in here and going out of town. I could feel, Lorraine, I just talked about you. I don't know if you heard me talk about you, but you saved Larry's life this week. But I'll tell you about it later. But anyway, I could feel, I remember as I was in the car driving with Larry to the nursing home, I was trying to go, okay, Judy, because he was making me mad. I'm not going to lie. I was getting frustrated because I was like, dude, I'm doing the best I can do. This freaking sucks. I'm doing the best I can do. I'm trying to take care of you. I'm trying to go handle my brother's situation and get them to decide for you. I'm doing this for you. But as I was driving down the road, I kept telling myself, Judy, this anger that you feel is not the best version of you. It is not. It is not. So at the moment I was driving down the road, I tried to get myself into Larry's shoes. And when I got myself into Larry's shoes, I thought in my head, oh, I remember being thrown into this hallway with people that weren't like me. I remember. And when I was able to stop the anger and the frustration, going, dude, quit crying. I'm trying to freaking survive myself. I need you to be strong. I stopped myself, got in his shoes, and then I was able to go, he's so scared. I need to make sure he has his mechanical pencils and his word search books, his Sprites, his cookies. I need to make him feel secure. And I held his hands and I said, I'm leaving you in good hands. I'm leaving you with nurses 24/7. I know you're scared. I'm scared too. So like when you become the best version of yourself is when you can stop and go, but how do they feel? Okay, I realize you're stressed, Judy, but how does Larry feel? He's being slapped in the nursing home. And the last time that happened, he didn't come out for 3 months. So he's scared to death that I'm going to leave him there 3 months. At the time, at the beginning of this, I said to you, how would you be the best version of yourself if you were Larry? Or if you were me in this hallway of people that are not like you, how do you be the best version of yourself? And as I was driving to Gulf Shores, thinking about what happened with Larry, I was thinking in my head about me being in the hospital and how at the time, I was thinking in my head, I'm nothing like these people. I've not even smoked pot before. Like, I've never done drugs. I don't know what they're going through. And as I sat in those meetings trying to go, why am I in an AA meeting or whatever it's called, not Narcotic Anonymous meeting? How did I end up in this meeting? I haven't even done drugs. What am I doing? As I was driving to Gulf Shores, I was trying to go back to that day and go, What could I have done differently? How could I have been the best version of myself in the middle of a hallway of people that are not like me? Or how does Larry become the best version of himself in a hallway of people that he thinks are not like him? And as I was driving down the road, I thought in my head, why was I in the hospital? Why did I go toxic? Why did my blood get toxic? And my blood got toxic because I had an eating disorder. When I tell you the things that I used to do, like with this eating disorder, you're like, what? But anytime there was a change, for example, if I started a new job or I was about to have surgery or something like that, I would get myself ramped up not to eat. Oh, I'm fixing to get a new job, so I'm not going to eat. I know it makes no sense. I realize that. People with eating disorders make no sense, just as if someone with addiction makes absolutely no sense. Because you think in your head, if they will just go to jail, they'll hit rock bottom. And then you think about me with the eating disorder. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So if you change jobs, you would starve yourself? Why? Oh, like that doesn't even make sense. So you would just cold turkey stop eating? Yes. I don't know why. It's like a little bit of change. So therefore, because I would do that, I wanted to change all the time because for some reason I would get this strength not to eat because I was changing jobs or having surgery, or there was some type of event in my life that caused me to have, like, I would ramp myself up and get excited and go, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a new job. I gotta look so good. I'm gonna be out selling and I need to look the very best I can look, because people buy from people that they do. It makes no sense. But if you look presentable, people will respect you and they'll listen to you try to sell them a product. They will. Makes no sense, but they do. And I would ramp myself up. So I was in the hospital with my blood toxic because me and my kids were in a car accident. We were in a serious car accident. Okay. Like, my son had 2 surgeries, was in a body cast. I broke my back. I broke my tailbone. I broke my toe. I was in the hospital. Like, it was just not good. So that was a change. Well, I had gone to the doctor on Friday and I was not well mentally. And so she said, I'm going to change your medicine, Judy. And so she changed my medicine on Friday. After I went to the doctor, I went to pick up my children from school, and my kids were getting out for spring break. And on the way home is when we had the car accident. So because there was a change, I had a new medication, I had had a car accident, I decided I was going to starve myself because I was pretty much bedridden like my son. And so it caused me to kick my eating disorder in high gear and not eat. Well, you know how on your medicine bottle it says must take with food? You know what I'm talking about? how your prescription bottle says must take with food or milk or something like that. Well, I ignored that and I didn't take my medicine with food. There's a reason why that's there. Okay? That's not something that you should ignore, like Judy. Okay? But I ignored it and I was taking my new medication and was starving myself. I did not know at the time that would cause me to die. I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I was just taking my medicine and starving myself. And I can remember my husband trying to get me to eat. And I got to the point where I couldn't swallow. And unfortunately, when you starve yourself and you go without food for, let's just say, you eat a saltine cracker once a day for a couple of days, it's almost like your body rejects food. So then, like, you can't eat. It's like a weird situation. Anyway, so I was thinking about, okay, you were in the hospital because you were going without food. Oh, that's right. So I'm in this facility. I'm in this lockdown unit with people that are drug users. And I have an eating disorder. So am I any different from them? Let's think about it. Let's think about it. So my brother has been in jail for 6 times. So let's go to my eating disorder. To this day, so I have been skinny fat all my life. It's made me sick. What was my rock bottom? I'm on dialysis, y'all. I'm on dialysis in the mental hospital. Is that my rock bottom? And the difference in me and someone else is you can't see my problem. You can't see. Judy's on a diet. So Judy's, I was a aerobic instructor. Like, I bet you money if I set down my children right now and said, do you think mom had an eating disorder? They would probably say no. I don't know what you're talking about. They probably wouldn't have recognized it because I was in the closet with it. I mean, they saw me lose weight, gain weight, but I never was anorexic looking and I never was just totally obese because I would kick in high gear and go back and forth. And I never was this big around and I never was just like 300 pounds. So we as individuals would not see an eating disorder because I'm not morbidly obese and I'm not this big around. So you don't see what I'm doing. Where my brother, I can physically see him because he's losing his teeth. His hair's falling out. So he's doing gestures. He's talking to people that are not there. So his addiction is very visible, where my addiction was not visible. Right? So as I was thinking about me being in that room with people that were addicted to drugs, I was basically the same way. I was killing myself. I was, I was at death's door. And even, me with my mental illness, you would have think rock bottom would have been when I was in high school and tried to take my own life. you would go, oh, she needs to get her crap straight. She needs to get her crap straight. It my rock bottom to this day, even going through dialysis and all that I went through with my eating disorder, to this day, this brain of mine is jacked up when it comes to eating, and it comes to appearance. When it's something that I deal with on a daily basis. And I bet you money, if you're not an addict and you don't have an eating disorder, I bet you got something else. I bet you that there is something maybe you're in the closet with it, you know. I'm going to try to think of something, but let me think of something. Maybe you're in the closet with having an affair and it's eating you alive because you're caught up in, man, this man makes me feel so good. He makes me feel beautiful, and my husband does not. And no one knows you're having an affair but you and the guy you're having an affair with. And you're caught up going home feeling guilty, looking at your kids going, oh my God, I'm having an affair. I'm going to pretend like this is not happening. And you're caught up in it. You're no different from someone with the eating disorder, and you're no different from someone that's in addiction, because you're caught up in an addiction of having an affair. And it is an addiction. I've been there. It is a straight up addiction. You are absolutely ruining your family. And you're ruining yourself. And you are messed up in your head playing with the ideas of the grass is greener on the other side. And now you're in love with this guy or girl, and you got a husband, but you're in love with him, so you can't leave him because you're in love, and you're all messed up mentally, and you have convinced yourself that life is better with this guy. Well, of course it's better because you're not married. You know, marriage is hard. Marriage is so hard. I'm sitting here talking. I got my makeup all jacked up. You're caught up in an illusion. You're caught up in not reality. Having an affair is not reality. When you marry his butt, he's going to be just like your husband. Okay? I mean, it ain't going to be no different. I'm here to tell you right now, if you are absolutely miserable in your marriage, the way is not to have an affair, and the way is to get out of your marriage and do it right. Oh my gosh, I really need to chill out. Let's talk about being the best version of yourself. Being the best version of yourself is not having an affair. Being the best version of yourself is not starving yourself. Being the best version of yourself is not doing drugs. It's something that you have to work at every single day, is being the best version of yourself. And even when you have anger, okay, you have anger, you have to go, is this the best? Is this the best I got? Like, is this the best I got? Why do I have so much anger right now? Why am I so mad at Larry for driving down the road and he's crying his eyes out because he's going to the nursing home, and I have so much anger built up inside me, it's not even funny? What is wrong with me? Am I being the best version of myself? No. I'm caught up in emotions. But being the best version of yourself is to chill the crap out and get in Larry's shoes and go, oh, I remember doing this. It sucks. It sucks. But you know what? Larry hasn't had therapy. So, Larry doesn't understand therapy talk. So if I looked at him and said, "Is this the best version of yourself?" He's going to look at me like I got four horns on my head. But see, Larry went to the nursing home with a bad attitude. Larry went to the nursing home with fear. Larry went to the nursing home with this is going to be terrible. This is going to be terrible. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is, and imagine if you learned to be the best version of yourself and your kids put you in the nursing home. Okay, let's just say. Or the nurses threw you in a hallway with nothing but addiction. Imagine if you learned today what the best version of yourself is. Imagine if you actually listen to me and say, what is the best version of myself? If my children put me in the nursing home, how can I be the best version of myself when I don't want to go? My stepmom told me the story about this lady who she was at home and she was declining and she called a cab and the cab came and got her and he said, "Where do you want to go?" And she told him, "To the nursing home." And she took her bags and took herself to the nursing home. And the guy said, "Okay, where are you wanting to go?" And she says, "The nursing home." And he was like, "The nursing home?" And she said, "Yes, I can't wait to go to the nursing home. It's going to be great." And he goes, "Well, have you been there before?" "No, I've never been to the nursing home." "Well, how do you know you're going to like this?" "Because I've already made up my mind that I'm going to like it." That is embracing life. Believe it or not, being the best version of yourself is your attitude. Is to slow down and go, "Okay, I'm scared, excuse me, shitless right now. Excuse me for saying a bad word. I do not want to go here, but you know what? I'm going to have a much better time if I straighten my butt up and have the right attitude." It is what you make of it. It is what you make of it. If you go there having a rotten attitude and go, "I hate it. The food's terrible. The people are terrible," because that's what happened last time Larry went to the nursing home. My nurse is terrible. The food's terrible. My roommate is terrible. And I'm like, "Well, what's good in here?" "Nothing. Nothing's good." So there's nothing good at all. Nothing. No. "Well, have you tried activities?" "I don't want to go to activities." "Well, have you tried getting up and walking and doing some exercise in the morning?" "I don't want to do that." Well, no wonder you're miserable. You're laying in the bed all the time. But imagine if you learn to be the best version of yourself and you learn to change your attitude and you learn to go, "This is happening for a reason. What am I supposed to be learning for this?" And like me in the facility with people that are in addiction, if I was the best version of myself, instead of me going, because this is what I did. I'm not going to lie. I ain't nothing like these freaking drug addicts. I was being judgmental. I'm like, "Ooh, these people are crazy." Like I don't belong here. I've never done drugs a day in my life. Why am I here? But imagine if I changed my attitude and said, "You know what? I need to slow down and pause for a minute. Why are you here, Judy? They just didn't put you here for no reason. Why are you here? I'm caught up in addiction too. But my drug, I get high when I don't eat. Makes no sense, right? Makes absolute no sense to people that don't have an eating disorder. It does make no sense. It makes no sense. But I get high, I get ramped up when I don't eat, and I do stupid crap. The stupidest crap you could possibly imagine to try to get myself skinny. That was my life, my prior life. I had to go to rehab. I had to go to an eating disorder clinic. I told you guys, I went to freaking California to try to get myself straight. And you know what? I didn't stay there. I'm like, I was in this house with people that were in addiction. And they were begging me for my pills. And I was like, I'm out of here. I am not staying here. No. So then I came home and they put me in an outpatient program. And the outpatient program did not work. The only thing that worked is for me to go to counseling by myself 3 days a week for 2 years. So you see how it wasn't a quick process. And to this day, I want to mimic the same behavior that I used to be. I catch myself, but I've learned how to be the best version of myself. And I'm like, is the best version of yourself to starve yourself and get all ramped up? It's stupid, Judy. It's stupid. Don't do that. I had to learn how to be, Judy, this is not the best version of yourself. This anger that you're experiencing, that is not the best version of Judy. I have to catch myself, but it is a daily walk. It's not something that just happens overnight. You have to catch yourself. But if you're faced with situations and you're scared to death or whatever, or you're like, I'm nothing like these people, you actually are. But being the best version of yourself is being able to go, okay, I may not be slobbering down my face, laying in a wheelchair outside the hallway, can't speak. I may not be doing that. But I can't take care of myself anymore. I haven't lived at home in 8 years. I'm on hospice for a reason. Judy needs to go take care of my business. I need to come here because she needs to go do this. And I need to have a good attitude. That's being the best version of yourself, is going, you know what? I may not be like them, but I am like them. I can't take care of myself anymore. Just like me in the hospital. I'm nothing like these people. These people are on drugs. But I really am like these people. I'm just like these people. I've had multiple chances of changing my life and I haven't done it. I'm here for a reason. They didn't put me here, because they knew I had addiction. They didn't have an eating disorder clinic in the hospital. I was an addict too. I guess in a way I still am, because I still fight it to this day. I don't always react on it. I've learned a lot, but we're no different. And being the best version of yourself is not being judgmental and going, you know what? Like, I think about my brother. I don't understand it. I don't understand why he hadn't hit rock bottom, but he hadn't hit rock bottom. He hadn't. My brother is smart as crap. My brother is better than this. But he hadn't hit rock bottom. So, the moral to the story is when you're faced I'm about out of this. I'm down to the last. It's lasted forever, though. Okay, it's time for this to go into the garbage. The moral to the story is stop, pause, which I talk to you guys about that all the time. And put yourself in the shoes of the other person. If you have anger, if you're this holiday season, you're mad at your family, get your pause and go, okay, I need to be the best version of myself. So to be the best version of myself, I need to understand their feelings. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe what I said is wrong. Maybe I spoke out of anger. But let me get into my sister's shoes for just a second. My sister's struggles in her marriage, or my sister is got kids that she's facing stuff with her kids right now that is very stressful, and get in her shoes and go, oh, my sister's struggling. And the last thing she needs is me to be the way I am. I need to be the best version of myself is not to be in shutdown mode. My best version of myself is to show kindness and to show a difference. That's the best version of myself. Judy talks about this word dance. What does it mean to dance? I ain't dancing if I'm over here pissed off at Larry for being ugly going to the nursing home. That is not dancing. That is not. That is sitting it out. Dancing is going, okay, let me get in Larry's shoes for just a minute. And suddenly I had the flashback of me being in the hallway and all these people around me that I felt like weren't like me. And I was like, oh, I'm not being a very good daughter. Diane, I'm out of mascara. You need to remind me to go get some mascara. Why don't we go? As the holiday season comes about, ask yourself this holiday season, am I being the best version of myself? So, in other words, do you have a rotten attitude? Are you sitting there saying, I hate Christmas. My family sucks. my husband or my wife just is not in the Christmas spirit, they're robbing me of my happiness because they're not like me. So is that the best version of yourself? Is having this rotten attitude at Christmas? First of all, as a Christian, we always say, Christmas is about the birth of Christ. And, why do we give? Go research why we give at Christmas if you don't know. And you have a choice. You can sit and be grumpy old Judy at Christmas and feel sorry for yourself. Aren't these key earrings cute with this? You can be grumpy old Judy and feel sorry for yourself at Christmas and go, I got no family. My brother's on drugs. My mom's dead. My husband's a POS. He won't do anything. You can do that. You can sit on the couch at Christmas and be all grumpy. But stop yourself and go look in your bathroom mirror. When you start feeling this, stop, go look in your bathroom mirror and go, is this the best you got, Judy? Like, is this the best you got? Is to be grumpy at Christmas? Is that the best you got? Come on, Judy. No, you're better than this. Does this mean you're going to be grumpy because your spouse is like this or whatever? No, that's not the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself, and that's different for all of us. So, today I hope you research what the best version of Mary is, or Chris is, or Cheryl is, or Jane is, or Diane, or LaWanda, Cheryl. Did I say Cheryl? What is the best version of yourself? You'd be surprised when you're the best version of yourself is the difference. That's when you make a difference in someone's life. I'll tell you, for example, I'm a TikTok shopping fool. I told you, I have to stay off TikTok. Lord. And I've been ordering Shane the coolest gifts off the TikTok shop. And Shane is not a gift giver. Okay. I told y'all that. Well, guess what? When I was gone to the beach, he said, Judy, I bought you a present. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm coming to you. Do you know what I'm talking about? Elizabeth, I'm coming to you. Fred Sanford. I was like, what? Am I about to die or something? So he bought me a gift. And he won't let me open it. And I sit here and I think, when I'm Judy and I don't sit here and gripe at him, you don't get me a Christmas gift, you POS. You make my Christmas suck. You don't do that, because that's not the best version of me. My best version of me is to figure the dude out and go, why don't that Jack Cleve give me Christmas presents? I had to figure it out. But being patient with him, I realized he's coming around. He's coming around. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me this morning. I sure did miss you Monday. I did. I've got to record a video today for Thursday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I constantly am having to record videos. I feel like I run out of content. Like, what am I going to talk about? But thank you for all that you do for me. And I felt so loved when I was at the beach, because you guys were messaging me, telling me you missed me Monday on my live. And on my YouTube video, I talked about how, you guys have made a difference in my life. And if you are someone that doesn't have family, or you have a small family or whatever, I highly encourage you to, because I know you watch other channels too, and you see the same people, on other channels. Become friends with them. Come start talking to people. You know, you would I have met some of my best friends here on this platform. Some of the best friends I've ever had in my life. And I've never seen them in person. And I encourage you, if you feel alone this Christmas, I encourage you to find someone that you see all the time on my platform and develop a relationship with them, because it'll make you smile. You have choices today. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. You can sit it out or you can dance, and I hope you dance. I will see y'all soon. Bye.